5:30. I'll call the Public Works meeting to order. Roll call, Alderperson Peterson. Here. Alderperson Rust.
Present.
And Alderperson Bellinger, I guess, is going to be late. Person maybe, someone.
Visitors.
Okay. All right. Excuse me. So with that, we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I guess we do have some people here that we don't recognize. So we'll do a quick introduction of everyone here. I'm Dean Becker, Chair of the Committee, Alderperson from District 6.
Zach Russ, District 8.
Dan Peterson, District 3.
Sir?
Oh, Steve Yeager, resident.
Okay, thank you.
Jill Zetchi, resident.
Okay, thank you.
Joe Curlin, Superintendent of Parks.
I'm Paul Shankin. I live here as well.
Okay, great.
Steve Jorgensen, resident.
Okay.
Joel Colstein, DPW.
Kevin Jump, DPW.
Travis Peterson, DPW. Mike Bomas, DPW.
Stacy Wesseljack, DPW.
Alrighty, thank you very much. We'll move on to approval of minutes from November 26, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion on those minutes?
They look great.
Alrighty. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. Those are approved. Okay, number 6, general ordinance number 26, 24, 25, an ordinance changing the speed limit on Lakeshore Drive between Washington Avenue and Wilson Avenue from 35 miles per hour to 25 miles per hour. Kevin.
So if you don't mind, I would like to talk 6 and 7 a little bit. They tie together.
Okay, sure.
Several residents in the area, specifically along Lakeshore Drive, have expressed concerns with traffic speeds, traffic volumes. So what we're looking at in conjunction, well, I should step back. We met with the police department, went over some ideas, what we can do. A couple of those ideas started with reducing the speed limit right here from Washington to Wilson from 35 to 25. And the next item would be then the stop sign at South 7th Street, turning that into a 4-way stop.
Okay.
We think this will be hopefully all we need to do, but if it doesn't work, we'll continue to look at other options to help with speeds. And I don't know if we can reduce volumes, but we'll see what we can do on that front. We're also looking at adding pedestrian crosswalk signs at a couple locations in this corridor too, to maybe help slow people down a little bit.
Okay. Zach?
This is my district. I get a lot of emails. I met with a few of my neighborhood associations, and this is something that they've definitely been asking even prior to Kevin. And I worked with Brian Sasma, previous city engineer, and he didn't have a lot of traction, but Kevin's really jumped on this, and I appreciate him for listening to the residents and willing to work with them. And I think that this is a really great start, and hopefully we can alleviate some of this. And as long as we're moving in the right direction and making it safer along that route, I think it's good for the city.
Anyone else? Just go ahead.
Future options are, do we know what those are? What's been presented for traffic?
So there's options to add more stop signs, which probably in some ways they'll help, in other ways they're not going to help. We can look at, and there's lots of options out there. I mean, we can look at bump outs and speed tables and all sorts of things like that, but they all have their pros and cons.
Right. So if there would be, my concern is stop signs. I live on Lakeshore Drive, and if there would be stop signs, people would be stopping in front of my house then. And I would not like that. And that could create other things, people
Definitely.
taking off fast and things like that. It is a nice thoroughfare, the way it is, I think. I mean, I know traffic is heavy in summer, it's loud. It's a thoroughfare, it's the beauty of the lake that we have. So, yeah, I was just wondering what some of the other, where things really stood of, or would it be asked of the residents of what they would prefer, like knock on doors and overall?
I think the next steps would have to include more involvement of the
Residential.
residents,
Okay,
because they would be definitely more impactful.
right, yeah, because that would impact both ends.
Yep.
Couple ends, so. And then as far as you're saying the pedestrian crosswalks, those would be just lines, you're saying
I think
across?
there's already stripes there. It would just be putting the green fluorescent signs up at the crosswalks, at a couple of them.
No. Okay.
Go ahead.
I also live on a Lakeshore Drive block down from Jill, and just to jump on the pedestrian crosswalk thing, there aren't any pedestrian crosswalks right now. I spent the entire day outside today and almost got hit twice, maybe 3 times. People they're going 35, 40, they're looking at the lake, they're not looking for pedestrians. So something to mitigate that would just be nice, bright pedestrian crosswalks, perhaps with flashers, that kind of stuff that you see in other cities, just so people are aware that people are walking. It is, as you said, it's a promenade along the bluff. There are a lot of pedestrians, a lot of bike riders, a lot of dog walkers. It's not a place to be on 35, 40.
I live at 7th and High Avenue, so I know what you're saying about the stop sign because I put a stop sign in front of my house. So
Right.
cars stop in front of my house and then they go. And when they accelerate, they make noise. So I live with that. So now we're proposing one in the opposite direction. It's going to be tough for people to stop at the bottom of that hill. It's really going to be tough. I would caution against too many signs and flashing lights on the crosswalk. Well, because I got to look out my front window and I'd like to see the lake and not
There's that.
blinking lights. More signs. Lakeshore Drive and 7th Street are highly traveled. And the reason is because from the stop sign at the railroad tracks at the power plant to Indiana Avenue, go. Just go. So
Although that curve by you slows people down because they have to turn.
it doesn't.
Could it be?
People love to take it as fast as they can.
Sure.
So then you hear them squeal around the corner. So a stop sign there would be a deterrent, right? The more deterrents you put along the road, the less it'll be traveled. I don't think you'll ever get people to go onto 8th Street. I don't know where you would transfer from Lakeshore Drive to 8th Street, unless it was at High Avenue, because it'd be curved.
Right.
So I don't think you're ever going to do it. If a golf course goes in, it's going to be even worse. So I guess I would say I'm in favor of a stop sign, only because it's one more deterrent. It will slow people down coming down that hill.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have people spinning out at the bottom of the hill. They'll hit the stop sign that you put in front of my house. So I don't know. I wouldn't be in favor of lots and lots of signs and flashing lights, though, myself. Enough said.
All right, thank you.
When, I know that the rough condition of the road aids in speed control because it actually slows things down because people are disaligning their front ends on the vehicle. But when is that road actually proposed to be resurfaced or reworked where bump outs and things like that might have a chance of happening?
26,
Okay, so
if I'm remembering
2
the
years
plan.
basically.
27, I'm not sure. I know
Okay,
it's out
roughly
a couple years.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And that's slated from, is it Mead? Mead to the south? There's a change in pavement out there.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to say it's somewhere in that area.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I cycle that out on my way to Quarter Hundred on my bike regularly. And it's a wonderful route, but it's fraught with some unfortunate things like the speed and so forth.
Yeah, I know when.
I'm gonna miss coming down that hill at 35 miles an hour and zooming around on my bike.
Bikes won't stop.
I will. I'm a cyclist and I stop at every stop sign. I know we have a.
You're one of the only.
But no, seriously, yeah.
All
I
right,
just have one question.
go ahead, Dan.
With regard to the lights on the stop signs, do we know like what the plan is as far as, can we make sure that we don't do that? Or is that something that you guys have to decide based on certain circumstances in the situation? I don't understand.
In this case, it would just be a standard stop sign.
Okay. All right.
Unless we see a lot of people
Like
driving
8th,
through it, then maybe we try and reinforce it, but that'll
Sure.
be,
like 8th and Union, that's an
Okay.
issue.
All right, well, I would move, can we put both of these together or we put them as separate?
I think we have to do them separately. don't we?
Is there-
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, my opinion, or my thought would be a nicest way of doing it would be like well, it's not even the schools, like a concrete bump, if you will, or whatever you call them, a speed bump. One where the snowplows could actually still, go around them, where it's part of the road, you're not adding signage and lights and keeping the natural beauty that we have. That would be,
it's an option we can look at.
yeah.
Especially at King Park, because there are a lot of pedestrians crossing at King Park. If you could get people to slow down at the north and south ends of King Park.
So something similar to, but like
That's
in
the
front of the Y,
straightaway.
in front of the Y is what you're probably
Right.
talking about, yeah. But you still have to have signage for that
Them
because
signs.
because you can't just have a bump in the middle of the road without telling people if there's a bump in the middle of the road.
That may become one way when the apartments are built, at least that's what I read. So that's a true statement. 7th Street may become one way when the Malibu apartments go in.
Oh, no.
Nothing,
Can't be.
no.
No.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I think we still have to do them separately, but we can just, go through it. But
All right, well, I'll move approval of the first ordinance, 26, 24, 25.
Second.
Okay, motion's made and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. That is approved. Okay, number 7, we all pretty much know what it is, so I don't think we have to go with this. So if you want to just go with that.
I move to adopt ordinance 27, 24, 25.
Second.
Okay, motion's made and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Chair votes aye. That is approved. Okay. Number 8, resolution number 124, 2425, resolution authorizing a contract with Cassick Roofing for the roof replacement at B Library and authorizing a 2024 budget amendment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll take this one.
Okay.
Are you done here?
Okay.
So this has been identified, one of the roofs that actually dates back to 2016 when we did a complete roof assessment throughout the city. We're within budget. I know Caitlin has done some amending to that. I'm not real familiar with that portion of it. We had a total of 5 contractors show up that day, and 3 of them walked off.
Oh.
So they were more residential, and they didn't know what they were really getting into. So the 2 that did bid on it, they were very competitive, and obviously the city picked out the lowest one. We do still look at their performance, on other larger projects and stuff like this. This roof project is actually more difficult than the one you're going to see in 2025 for MSP. MSP is just flat, and maybe 80-some thousand square versus what we have for all the steel work and the different the grades and stuff like that of the roof and stuff. So I guess we're just asking the committee here to accept Cashick's Roofing, their bid for the amount of, and my glasses, my apologies, $668,750,000. Any questions?
Sure.
Do they meet RBO?
Yes.
My question would be, so this is actually the original roof one that, for when the addition was put in, correct?
Correct.
So
Yes.
that was in, year was that?
70s? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
So no, so on the third floor, that would have been in the 90s.
In the 90s, so that's probably, yeah, it's due 30 years old. So it's-
That was
it's
probably mid-90s, I think we
Yeah.
rented that.
Okay. So, any other questions? All right, good for motion then.
I move to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. That is approved. Number 9, direct referral resolution number 133-2425, a resolution authorizing the appropriate city officials to enter into a contract with Visu Sewer for the sewer lining at various locations within the city. Kevin?
So every year we try and line several sewers rather than replacing the sewers. Much more cost-effective solution. Sometimes historically we've bid them with our street projects. Sometimes we do this as a standalone project. This year it was a standalone project through all the shuffling here at DPW. I ended up as a standalone project, and this will catch us up with a couple things that we need to do from this year, get a couple things moving ahead for next year. Visu Sewer is a very reputable contractor. Obviously, they had the low bid, and it was pretty much right where we expected it to be. And then, yeah, so a lot of this is going to come from the wastewater replacement fund, but some of it comes from the capital streets projects as well.
This company we've dealt with almost is pretty much anyways for all the way through.
Yep.
So they're
Whether directly with them or as a sub.
Yeah.
Yeah, we work with them a lot.
Questions? All right. Looking for motion then.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. That's approved. Okay, next regular meeting date is January 14th, 2025, unless there would be something emergency wise or something like that, if that would be the case, but we will go with that. So I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Chair votes aye. We are adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone.